Hey guys, Preacher 357 here. Out here on this windy day on the range. Wind is whipping pretty good, but at least it's warm. Wasn't even a week ago, it was -2 here, and now it's around 60 or so, so I'm out here in short sleeves. But I'm bringing to you a gun that I posted on my Facebook page as well as on YouTube. I made a YouTube post as well comparing it with another gun, the Beretta 92, and that is the CZ75B. And the CZ75B and the Beretta 92 were designed in 1975, both of them were. And they have a lot of similarities. They're both double action, single action. The trigger pulls are very similar, but they do have a lot of differences in them. But I thought it'd be interesting to just see them side by side because they are two of the most used designs of firearms worldwide over the last 50 years or so. And the CZ75, I believe, is the most copied model, the most copied design in history outside of the 1911, I believe. Now there's some others that are pretty copied. The Beretta 92, obviously there's lots of different agencies and militaries and what have you that have used the 92, and there's several different manufacturers who make versions of the 92 as well. And of course, obviously the Browning High Power, the P35, has been a design that's been around for almost 100 years and that has been widely used as well. But my understanding is this is the second most copied behind the 1911, and for good reason. It's a very reliable gun. It's known for its reliability. It's known for its accuracy, something that I have found here as well shooting this gun. Very impressed with the accuracy. Even on this windy day with the target flopping around everywhere, I was able to get pretty good groups out of this gun. And it rivals the 1911 for accuracy, at least in my hands. Now some people may be better with a 1911, some may be better with a CZ75, but I find I'm pretty close between the two, and I really like this gun. The only thing I don't like about this model, the 75B, is that there is no decocker. So you have to decock it just like I did just then with the trigger, and when you thumb it down, much like you would do with a revolver. It's not the end of the world, but if this was going to be a gun that I wanted to use for defensive purposes, I would rather it have a decocker on it. They do make a model with a decocker. The BD, I believe it is a decocker version. So if I were going to buy a CZ75 to use for defensive purposes and I wanted the actual metal frame original style, I would want the BD instead of just the B. But this is just for the range here, so it really doesn't make any difference to me. It's not that big a deal either way, but this is a really nice gun, and it feels really good in the hand. It's extremely ergonomic. It looks a lot like the P35. It looks a lot like the Browning High Power, but the similarities between the two pretty much stop at the aesthetic qualities, at the way they look and the way they feel in the hand, because they're both really ergonomic. Beyond that, this is really a different animal altogether, and it's got some unique features as well that other guns don't have. And so I thought maybe before we started shooting, we'd go in here to the cleaning table and break it down, take a look at something that's unique about the CZ design. All right, guys, I'm in here at the cleaning table now, and just for brevity, I've already broke the gun down. It's pretty simple to break down. You pull this back to half cock, which makes it a little bit easier, and you just slide the slide back until there's two little lines. There's a line right here and a line here. They line up, then you push the cross pin out. Now, this one's so tight I had to use a punch to get it out, but that's not that big of a deal. But now that I've got the sliding the frame apart, you can see what I'm talking about. And for comparison, I've just got my carry gun here, the SIG P365, because it's typical of what you normally see on these guns, and it'll demonstrate the difference between the CZ75 and pretty much everything else on the market, just about. If you look at the frame here, you'll see there are no slide rails here. Like you can see the slide rail right here on the P365 that sticks up, that the slide then rides on the outside of. But on the CZ75 here, there are no slide rails on the outside, but they are down in the inside of the frame here. and you have the rails here on the outside of the slide, so that the slide on the CZ75 actually rides inside, if I can actually line it up there, inside the frame. Whereas on the SIG P365, the slide rides outside of the frame. So there is the big difference that you have between the CZ75 and almost every other gun on the market. And what it does is it really gives it a very low bore axis. And that's one reason it shoots so well. Not the only reason, but that's one of the reasons it shoots so well, because it does have a fairly low bore axis. And my understanding is that may aid in the accuracy. I don't know, but you know, the CZ75 is known to be an accurate firearm. So why don't we get back out on the range now, and let's just see what we can do with it. All right, guys, back out here on the range now. So let's just do a little bit of shooting, see if I can hit anything with this. I was doing pretty good earlier, but I'm probably jinxing myself by telling you that. But I've got a feeling that I'm going to hit fairly well with this gun today. Just from my earlier shooting with it, I just have very little doubt that I'm going to be able to hit some of these targets. Doubt I'll be 100%, but this thing feels really good in the hand. It's got a good trigger on it. It seems to be extremely accurate, just like the reputation that it has. So let's start over here on the red plates. See if we can hit a few of these. Already missing. Had to bring it down a little bit. It does take a little bit of a 6 o'clock hold, just a hair below center. Well, there we go. I was actually hitting a little bit better than that earlier. That ran that whole mag flawlessly. Imagine that. All right, go out here to 35. Not too bad. I'm gonna live one over here at 100 and just see if I can hit this over here at 100. I pulled that last one low, I believe. Not too bad. Not too bad. I never seem to shoot as well on video as I do when you're not looking. I think I just get a little nervous. I think I get a little rushed because I'm trying not to make too long a video. And as I think you've seen, if you've watched very many of my videos, I get a little bit in a hurry sometimes. And accuracy suffers when that happens, as it will with anybody other than maybe Jerry Mitchellette. You know, that guy can shoot 1,000,000 miles an hour and not miss a beat, but I'm not him. So it does affect me. I'm almost out of the Federal too. I'm going to have to switch over to Blazer. Now Blazer is also made by Federal. It's a Federal brand, don't put it that way. I don't know if that'll change my point of impact any. This Federal's hitting fairly straight on, just a little bit 6 o'clock, but not much. My hand loads I was using earlier, I was having to hold low on them. They were actually going high. So I was having to hold below 6 o'clock even on those. But the Federal was hitting pretty much dead on, just a tad bit below point of aim where I needed to hold right around 6 o'clock. All right, let's go over here and see if I can hit this red plate at 80 yards. I actually was able to hit it a little bit earlier, but it's still hard to hit even with a good gun like this one. Can't see where I'm. That's the problem. You can see what you're doing, you can walk them in, but it's really hard to see. There, I got it. There, I got it. Really hard to see over there. 80 yards is not a short distance, and my eyesight's not that good. Go back out here to 100. Well, that was all me, by the way. Getting in a hurry. Not getting a very good sight picture right now either with my eyes. I can't even see where I'm going. Switched over to my right eye, doing a little bit better. Well, I was just running them off earlier, but I can't see where I'm going. I may be going high. That may be what's going on here. Of course, that was the blazer there as well, so point of impact may have shifted just a hair. I'm gonna try another mag over there just to see if I get a little bit better result. Where I am right here, you can probably see in the video, I'm kind of in the shadows right here. When I was shooting earlier, I had full sun. And so I'm not seeing the sight quite as well right now as I was. All right, here we go again. I'm gonna bring her up just a tad, see if that does anything. Alright, I'm gonna bring her down. There we go. Alright. Looks like I'm having to hold just to the left a little bit, is what it is. Yeah, I got it with the last round, so that's good enough. We'll shoot one more mag here. I'm not really sure what else to say about the 75B. The B stands for the firing pin block that it has. The original did not have the firing pin block, just like the original Beretta didn't have one. But the 75B is pretty much the standard now, that you got the firing pin block, the BD being the block and the decocker. And of course they've got the PO1s and the PO7s and the PO9 and all these other ones that have polymer frames and aluminum frames and small ones and big ones and all kinds of variations of this gun now. But this is basically the original configuration plus the firing pin block. So that's why I really wanted this one to review, to look at that classic model, because I've always really liked the Beretta. I've always liked the 92s, and I've wanted a CZ75 for a long time. Never had, just bit the bullet and bought one. I've had opportunities, obviously, and just decided to buy something else instead. You know how much I love revolvers, and they tend to catch my eye quite a bit when I go in the store, but this is a nice gun. And I love 1911s as well, but I would pretty much put this against a 1911 any day on the accuracy. This is a nice shooting gun. Let's finish off over here. Just a few more rounds, and then I'll let you go. I don't want to make too long a video here, because a lot of you probably have this gun. It's been around a long time, very popular, and there's probably a lot of guys out there that know more about them than I do. There we go. There we go. there she is. CZ75B. They're nice looking guns. They have really nice lines to them. And this coating that they put on there, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it seems to be extremely durable. I mean, this gun looks, you know, brand new. And I actually bought this as a used gun, and it's got several rounds through it looking at the barrel. But it still looks like practically brand new. So the coating on this thing, whatever they put over the steel, is high quality. And that's one thing I can say about this gun, and from what I know about all CZ guns, that they are quality. That when you buy their products, you're getting something that's well crafted. And in my experience here, this is exactly what you would expect from CZ, a well crafted gun. Really like it. Glad I could bring it to you guys. Glad I finally got one in my hands. Wanted one for a long time, but here it is. So guys, before we go, make sure you check out the description. There's a link there for the GOA, the Gun Owners of America, for a discounted membership there. You can join up, get in the fight for our gun rights on the national level. Or if you live in the state of Tennessee, there's a link there for the Tennessee Firearms Association. If you live here in this great state, I'm urging you to join up and help us out. We're doing a lot of work here in the state of Tennessee, and the TFA could use your support. So get in the fight, not just with money, but contact your representatives and let them know how you feel about your gun rights being infringed on. Because even though we have a lot of freedom here in Tennessee, all of the freedoms established by our Constitution are still not given to us here. There are still some infringements in place. So if you would join up with the TFA. Guys, I appreciate you coming out. God bless you. Y'all take care of yourselves. We'll see you next time.